They say that good fences make good neighbors. And as a neighborhood co-op manager, I want to be the best neighbor possible. It's Rob Miller with Treefull Gardens. I can't necessarily put up fences around all of our gardens because some of them are in people's front yards. It's just cost prohibitive. But what I can do is I can work with plants, and plants can create a continuity among the gardens. It can create a visual break to delineate the edges of the gardens. It can create a buffer for weed seeds and for pesticide drift from maybe neighboring yards, and it can also just make the place look a little bit neater and tidier. So we began last fall. We started trying out some Korean boxwoods, and here's some Korean boxwoods cuttings that we started last fall. These are the only ones that took. We got a really late start on it. So this spring we started some more. We did 2 trays of 50, and they're here in the greenhouse. We're using Sure Roots 50. It's a very deep, it's 5 inches deep cell tray. It air prunes. It's fantastic. We're using the Sungrow propagation mix, which is a super fine perlite and peat mix. And then we're using rooting hormone. If you can make your own rooting hormone if you like from willow. You can either make a slurry, or you can make a powder out of it, and it contains a whole lot of rooting hormone. But this stuff can help. We find that it does. So here I've got some actually dwarf boxwood cuttings, and this is how we get them started. I'll just show you here. I pruned some dwarf boxwood. As I was pruning it, I was just dropping the prunings into this 3-gallon bucket. And so we just take them, and literally you can just break these branches right off. They just snap off really nice and clean. And everywhere there was a little branch, that's going to be like the first place that a root might develop. So you want to keep you want to have as many nodes as possible. I use some hardwood and some greenwood, and make sure that it's all able to get buried in the pot. And I'm going to just go ahead and stick these all the way down to about that point. We dip them in the rooting hormone. We knock the excess off, and then stick them in the pot. And it's that simple. Keep them watered. Keep them in a greenhouse if you have a greenhouse, because that'll help maintain some humidity and temperature control. And boxwoods are kind of slow to root. It's been our experience, at least, compared to, for example, the same time we did these Korean boxwoods. Actually, a few weeks after we did these Korean boxwoods, we rooted these rosemary, and the rosemary, we're already starting to pot it up because it just rooted super fast. So the boxwood's a little bit slower. These will have to keep in the nursery all summer long, but they'll be ready for transplant in the fall. And so this is how we make a hedge to go along the front of these gardens. And hopefully this fall we'll be updating some videos to show you guys what these hedges look like, and how they're working out for us. So once again, this is Rob Miller with Treefull Gardens, your neighborhood co-op. Thanks so much for the visit. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again soon.